Hello. This is the first dungeon of Dawntrail, which is the newest expansion that just came out. So if you don't want spoilers for that, then be on your way. This is also going to be a long guide. I'm pretty sure it's in the title of the video, and also just my whole channel is long guides. So if you don't want a long guide, go find someone else's guide to watch. Okay, let's get started. Hello, it's been a while. School's been good, thanks for asking. We're going to Ihuykatumu. Bruh, I don't know if they said that in the cutscenes or whatnot, but there's no way I would have remembered how to pronounce it, you know what I'm saying? But here we are on a little boat ship thing going down a river. Great. You know, they did a graphic update, but I'm kind of watching this video now and it did not look as great. It's probably just my video editing thingy. I think I'm used to the graphics looking a little bit more crisp in the game, so it's a little different here. Okay, I'm running this with the duty support. I do have footage of running it with real people, but I wanted to kind of just showcase what it would be like if you run it with duty support. So first set here of ads, it's just these 3 birds. So we're hanging out on this little ship for a while, so you can just, you know, chill. In terms of like dungeon design, like I've played through all of the expansions so far, like all of them. If anything, I did it twice because it's a long story. But I have noted that while they have kept a lot of the dungeon kind of overarching stuff the same, like you got ads and then a boss and then ads and then a boss and then ads and then a boss, they have changed little details, such as, for instance, here we do have just a smaller set of ads at the beginning. I noticed that for some of the other sets of ads, I think they took into consideration the fact that people like doing water wall pools. Okay, here's another set of ads, these little like fish things. What was I saying? Yeah, so in other water wall pools, it seemed like they took into consideration the fact that people like to do water wall, and so the distance between each ad pack is a little bit shorter than it has been in previous dungeons. That's what I've noticed. And running it with the duty support, where if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I'm always complaining about having to run backwards, because like the NPCs won't run the ads to me. It's a whole thing. I feel like the designers of the dungeons shortening it has helped be able to fulfill those water wall pools a little bit easier in duty support runs. But also, I noticed in some of the dungeons, it made some of the water wall pools more interesting, because some of them actually were longer runs, but with so much stuff kind of like going on in between. And like I got hit with some stuff because I was not expecting it. You know, like after you play for a while, it kind of seems like familiar and a little bit more like easy to run through things once you get used to the pattern. But when they throw random new things, I'm like, oh, that's nice. Okay, so now we got these 2 wyverns. Okay. So we're starting off kind of just chill here. You know, it's the first dungeon. We're just easing people into the fights and stuff. I know some people might find it a little boring, but I mean, I think you gotta take into consideration the fact that some people like don't play Final Fantasy XIV like on the regular. Like they just pop in when there's like new content, like new content, and so it's like it gives you some time to remember how to click your buttons, remember how to move your camera, remember kind of the flow of things, you know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of debate about homogenizing a lot of the the dungeons and fights and things like that. And while I do agree with that kind of pattern, like I've noticed it too, I think in Dawntrail they did a good job of trying to balance some of that. Like there are some mechanics in just some of the normal dungeons where I felt like I had to think a little bit more. It was a little bit more spicy, but not too spicy, just a little bit. And so it was nice that they tried to find that balance. I'm sure there are people who are like, no, it's still boring, no, it's not good enough. And then there's some people like, no, it's too hard. So it's gotta, you know, think about how difficult it is to satisfy such a diverse group of players, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, okay, so now we're off the ship. I'm just panning around to like look at the scenery. We're off to go fight this goober over here. Not the party list, but this guy. Or girl. The boss. Prime Pununi. Alright, standard stuff. I'm turning the boss to face north. Okay. Punitui press. This is gonna be your raid wide. If you haven't noticed already, typically fights usually start with a raid wide these days. Alright. Next up we got Hydro Wave. It's gonna target a random player and do a cone, so you gotta move out of there. Okay, now the boss is gonna go off to the side. From what I've seen, I've run this a few times, it always goes to this side. So what is this, the west wall? Yeah, so it's gonna go over there. It's gonna do this huge cone. This is not targeted on anyone specifically, it's just like straight up in the middle. Resurface. So this is the amount of time you have to get out of this cone. Now it's gonna like suck up a bunch of stuff. It's pulling in everything to show. Okay. So you wanna like, it's a continuous one, so don't walk in there. For science, I walked into it. So what happens is you get a heavy, and if you stay in there for too long, you can imagine this next part is gonna be difficult. We got huge AoEs dropping out. Okay, and they're dropping everywhere. I have more footage so you can see kind of the span of it all, but basically you're dodging a bunch of AoEs here. If you want to maintain uptime, you can, but you gotta also be pretty quick on your feet. Oh yeah, here's a good view. We got trees falling down, rocks smashing down. So the trees are the line AoEs. Okay, so this tree here is probably gonna go over here. And then we got rocks and stuff like that. So you have to dodge a lot of things. And if you're melee, you can find little corners like this. If you're ranged, there is significant areas away that you can hide in. Okay, critically though, like after the rocks and trees fall, there's this plant thing that has a donut. So you gotta get over there. So I wait for the tree to fall and then I run over there. It seems like you have a decent amount of time. Like after the last tree falls, you've got some time. There's also this over here. If you look at the enemy list, this fly trap is using the decay. Here. See, as soon as the donut thing goes off, you use the decay cast. So you have that much time to get into that donut AoE. So like, you don't have to rush and then get a tree dropped on you. Like you can wait a moment and then run in. Okay, immediately after we got the Hydro Wave again, which targets a random person, and since everyone was in that donut, you basically are gonna get targeted with the cone. Well, ideally everyone made it to the donut. So you just gotta make sure you run out immediately. Something I noticed is like, the NPCs dodge the thing, but they don't go back to attacking the boss. They wait for the whole thing to resolve before they start attacking again. It's different than like actual players. Song of the Punuti. Okay, what's this? Okay, yeah, this one, we've got different little ads here. Petite, prodigious. Okay, they all got different names. They're going to do different attacks. They're going to tether to somebody and do different attacks. And so this one is tethered to me, and I got this huge circle AoE. Okay. Here on Crow also has a circle AoE. And then somebody's got a line AoE. Okay, we got 2 huge AoEs, which I am assuming is the prodigious ones, and then we got a small AoE, which is probably the petite one, and then we got one person. Yeah, there's like a little bit of it's the hydro wave, the cone. Okay, we've already seen that. So, oh yeah, you see here the cone like this. Okay, so basically everyone just has to spread out so it's not overlapping. But legit, look at this. I'm already over here. And who is this? Alphanod? Alphanod is like following me over here. I'm like, dude, you could have just stayed over there. Why are you running over here? This was like running with NPCs. But yeah, so you want to spread all those out, okay? And then as tank, I'm gathering them all up. I believe that's the only... That was the last... Okay, wait, no, there is a new mechanic. Shore Shaker. We've seen this in other dungeons where there'll be an AoE and then it will like reverberate out. So you want to stand at the edge of the first one, wait for it to blow up, and then you walk into that space. Okay, see? I wait for it to blow up. The animation is going off, or is still continuing, but as soon as it does the first like explosion thing, then you can walk into it. I guess it depends on your ping, but that's typically how I handle it. And then see, it's like it goes outwards and stuff like that. So you can do this on the outer ring too. So like if you're range and you want to like stand over here, that's fine. You wait for this one to explode and then you walk in. It's the same strategy. What's going on here? Wait a minute, how did she not get hit with that? Probably has good ping. Okay, see, like, she could have just stood over here, but she's running all the way across. I mean, I guess she made it. Was she sprinted? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now it's going to the west wall. We've got the big AoE in the middle. Okay. Don't stand in it, it's gonna give you heavy. And then we're gonna get all the AoEs that are just dropping all over the place. Oh yeah. So the theme here is that this thing like takes in all this stuff and then it's like spitting it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why everything's falling on the ground. Look, I found a little spot here I could stand in. Yeah, and then I turn my camera to try to see where the fly trap is. There it is, right there. But I waited for the tree to drop before getting in there. Okay, and then watch out for the hydro wave cone thing. I'm trying to pull the boss out a little bit. It doesn't matter as much for NPCs, but with other players, you know, you want to be considerate of the people who've got their positionals and stuff. Alright. Punity Press. We got that raid wipe. Song of the Punity. Okay, so this is these ads again. So don't spread all these things out. Crowd running over there. Okay, nice. So that's that fight. Let me show at least as range, this is what it looks like for this move. See, oh yeah, see, you see the trees and all this stuff like going into its mouth. Okay, big AoE, things dropping everywhere. I was like, maybe I'll stand here and then just move into the tree, but I got hit with that. So like, it doesn't seem like it's as standardized. Like, I thought the timing would work out, but it really didn't for me. Yeah. This thing fell before I could move out for the tree thing. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of just stuff happening everywhere. Let's see the next time that happens. Oh yeah, and this one, the healer died. But I think they were also kind of AFK, so... Okay. Yeah, Matt, running like content on release is an interesting experience. I like the hype. I like seeing people be excited for stuff, but it also brings out... I got hit with so many things. Yeah, it was chaotic. So see, there's like a small space here because this one. I was trying to go for this little space. I couldn't. This is like off the edge. Okay, so you can't go there. So it's bamboozled. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. Right. Yeah, I liked playing things on release to kind of like be part of the excitement of like new stuff to do. But you gotta realize that when a lot of people show up to something, you're gonna get a lot of different personalities. Okay, for this pool, I can already see that one of the ads is I'm losing aggro on it, but I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'll go get it because yeah. So you can do water wall pools, you do have to pay attention. And I mean, my health was doing okay and it looked like they were also doing okay. And so it doesn't seem as detrimental to like lose one of the ads as it used to be. Like my health is going kind of down, but for the most part it's fine. It's like, it's manageable. But yeah, when I was running, like, okay, so I played MSQ basically twice. I know, I'm crazy. But when I played it on my main, I played it like on release. Like I stayed up and everything. And it, like, pretty much every fight that I did, everyone was blind. That was cool. And then when I played on this character, Ghost, to get like the DPS footage, I was running through and at that point, oh yeah, okay, remember to grab your treasure, and then this is kind of new, like there's a staircase and then you can like stand on this thingy and then there'll be an animation of you like crawling up the thing. It's kind of funny. my arms are a lot longer than I thought. The next, oh, story stuff, look at them. Dude, look at Thancred, like, just do a thing. Wow. How dare. Oh, this is interesting here. These things are mimics. And I didn't notice it the first time, but legit when I saw this, I was like, oh wait, they actually are mimics. Like that's me. Okay, treasure coffer here. They take a while to be targetable, so. But you can grab these and take them to the next set too. See, you know what I mean? It's like a shorter distance to go for the packs, whereas before you might have to like wind around corners and things like that. So at least for this first one, it was pretty easy to get into. Like I said before, like people might be revisiting the game for the first time in a long time, and so you gotta like give people time to get used to stuff before you do more crazy things. That's what I'm thinking was the idea with the first dungeon. I'm targeting myself. this little one. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the second time I played through MSQ, I know it's been like less than a week since it was released. I had the early access thing, but like I played on Ghost, and because I was getting footage and stuff, and by then people had already done all this stuff and they were like basically leveling and like getting gear and whatnot. And so I expected that people would know the things, but it is a different experience. Like, you'll find people rushing through things a bit more, or you'll find other kind of social situations that I've touched on in like other videos, but it's just a lot of like subtle things. So if you are particular about running the dungeons and trials without spoilers and you want to go blind, then I either find a group of people who want to also run it like that, or you can run it with the NPCs and kind of enjoy it at your own pace. Because even now, just a few days after, like, there are people who will do things like kind of tell you how things run, like expect a little bit more, expecting that people already know how to do this stuff. So if you're looking for more of the new player experience, then you gotta consider different things. Okay, that was a raid wipe. Oh, sorry, not raid wipe. Tank buster. I get so carried away chit-chatting. This is also why my guides are so long. Okay, this drowsy thingy, we start out with a tank buster, the uppercut. Alright, so it's gonna like throw a bunch of stuff out, and it's gonna be these little seed things that then will do okay, it did this dance, the drowsy dance or something. Yeah, drowsy dance. And so it's dancing, so then the seeds that it threw onto the ground turn into things. And so there's AoEs here. You don't want to stand in it. I stood in it for science. If you stand in the thing, okay, you take some damage and you get a vuln stack, okay? But now what happens is these things grow into these vines, but they all have these little arrows, and so it's gonna like whip the vine down. So we got a line AoE here. This one's pointing this way, so we got a line AoE there, and there's one over here. It's kind of hard to see, but then we'll get a line AoE over here, and there's one in the back too. And so you gotta like turn your camera around and things like that to kind of figure out, oh, where the line's gonna be. Okay, there's here, here, and here. And try to find a safe spot for yourself. There's a bit of space to like dodge things, and even here, if you want to be really cheeky about it and maintain your uptime, you can stand in the middle of some of these if you can catch it fast enough. See this little sliver here? That would be a safe spot, like right in the boss's hitbox. Okay, but now the IEV, they're growing bigger. Okay, watch this animation. See, they got bigger. Ooh. Okay, so now you really gotta consider where you're gonna stand here. Okay. So this one goes here. This one's there. You know. So they're bigger. So now that one spot that was right through the hitbox is not gonna be safe anymore. However, you do have this spot, which is like right next to it. And then for range, you got these spots over here. Okay. Right after that though, we've got Sneeze, which is a huge cone. Okay, so like you might think you're good to go once the vines go away, but you gotta pay attention because it hits you with something right afterwards. And if your camera is just pointed in a way where you can't see the different areas of grass, you might think it's just regular grass, but it's actually an AoE over here. A huge cone thing. See? Okay, so now the boss goes north and does this spit thingy, and we're gonna get a bunch of ads that drop out, and it's those little mimic thingies that we saw before. Oh, literally somebody said that. Who said that? Alphanod? Ew, he spot something up. The mimics from front. That's what I just said. Oh, look at this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab all of them. Okay, and then we got some people with AoEs here. Flagrant spread. Okay, so one of these ads is gonna do a thing, and ideally people would move, but it looks like they're not gonna move. I'm pretty sure that's on a player. I think that one's not around. I will take a look. This one, let's see. Oh, since we're here, let's take a look at this. Wait, let's go here. Okay, so we got this going that way, this going that way. I can kind of see over here that it's going that way. Yeah, so I have like a lot of space. A lot of space around here to dodge this. And then they get bigger. And I'm like, whoa, that's like basically coming at me. And it's like, okay, so this one's going here and that one's going there. Okay, so I backed it up into this little corner. And you have a little bit of time to adjust. But this sneeze thing, see it, like, you gotta get out of there pretty quickly. Like, you gotta react to it pretty quickly. Okay, let's see. Yeah, these heads. Yeah, okay, so the AoE is on the player. Like, it's me. This one's literally on me right now. Okay, and then someone else gets it. Yeah. Oh, it looks like we also have, like, random circle AoEs that are dropping. So we got some that are baited and some that just drop. So you gotta be careful to, like, not stand in any of that stuff. Okay, sneeze. Maybe that is, the sneeze is baited by where people are standing. Because it turned around from me. Okay, I ran into it. So you get 25k damage, and then you get a vuln stack. Sometimes I forget that I run into things on purpose, and so I'm like, whoa. Okay, this tank buster. So, alright, it's gonna throw the seeds out. I'm just gonna dance and make the seeds grow. And you wanna take a look at, well, get out of the AoEs. And you wanna take a look at the arrows of where the AoEs are going. Okay, alright, we got one going this way, one going that way, one going this way. See, okay, and then I see in the back here, this one's going that way. If you're running with NPCs, you can also just stand wherever they are. For the most part, they're usually in the right spot if you have a hard time, like, discerning where the safe spots are. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed before, but see this one, the arrow was pointing this way before, and then it rotated as it's growing. So here, we'll just watch this one over here. Okay, so it's going this way. And you'll see it turns around. There it goes. See, it turned around. And then now it's getting bigger. And so it's not always the same exact position. You gotta, like, pay attention to, like, the new place that it's going. This one is is the same, this one is the same, this one is basically the same, but this one did turn that way. So if you happen to be standing over there, then you know that you gotta like get out of there if it's like pointing at you. So since I saw that it turned, I'm like standing right behind it. Okay, this one is a lot wider than I thought, so I had to back it up a little bit. Actually, it looks like there might be a little safe spot over here in the back there. But I don't know. I wouldn't stand right in front of this thing, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and then we got the sneeze, so you gotta get out of that. Wait, was it a safe spot? It's like this. It's like this. Geometry. Okay, in any case, I don't want to nitpick. I'm gonna spend way more time if I nitpick. But yeah, there, you get out of the sneeze, and okay, we got a tank buster. So at the, like, it just repeats the mechanics after that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it can be hard if you have difficulty seeing like green, yellow, orange colors, because a lot of the AoEs are kind of blended there in terms of colors. And so I don't really know too much about the like color accessibility, but just know like I noticed that I was like, oh shoot, there's an AoE like right underneath. I didn't realize until like a little bit later, so just want to point that out. All right, one of the ads is already getting taken by the NPCs, but I just keep going, try to grab it, and then go back. As soon as I can reach, then I go and go backwards to go grab the other thing. And I kind of just like keep it here in the center of it all. Usually if I'm tanking, I would try to go to a space that is a bit like wider for all this stuff in case there's AoEs to dodge. But with the NPCs, you can only do so much, honestly. Okay, watch out for these little like cone AoEs and things like that. There's gonna be a lot of different cones here. These big guys are gonna like do the hand swipe thing. And so you gotta watch out for that. Like they're swiping with their hand, but they're the ones that have the cone AoEs. Yeah, the Ripper Claw. She's like winding it up. So you just gotta make sure you don't stand in it. Aw, they're like wrestling with each other. Oh, there's a treasure coffer over here. This. There's a lot of dead things around here. Foreshadow. Alright, I'm grabbing this pack, and I'm gonna try to grab the next one too. And I'll go back. Okay, there's like a cone from one of the ads. Mega Blaster. So if you're running, you gotta commit to it, or else you're gonna get hit with that stuff. And then I run it back to make sure I'm grabbing everything. I guess technically she's also a tank, but she's like running as DPS right now, so... Okay, see, there's a lot of cones here. I would say, like, usually I would go into a bigger space, but honestly, being here in like the shadow, like the shade of this, made it a little bit easier to see the cone. See this over here, I don't know, it seems more obvious to me than this over here. I'm just saying. Like color wise, brightness, hue, saturation, tint, color theory. Gotta watch out for the cones. Oh, see, it's like lifting its hand up like that. Not swipe. Also, you know, if you are not comfortable tanking or you're just learning, it's also totally fine to take smaller packs. Maybe just do one pack at a time, that's fine. If you're going to do that and don't want to deal with the ramifications of running with other people kind of like commenting on it, then I would suggest running with the duty support since it's there and available for you to go at your own pace. Because a lot of people who are running like in duty roulette and things like that are gonna be like wanting to go fast, you know? That's kind of just what the community is like right now, especially since people want to level things up and get gear and whatnot. They just want to go in and out. And so if you need to take time, then I do recommend running with the NPCs. Right. Is it treasure coffer? Oh, I already had one, so I can't have another. Wow. So visceral. Alright. Final boss. Okay, we're starting off with a big line AoE. So you gotta watch out, get out of that. Tank Buster. Okay, wild beasts emerge to defend their territory. So we're gonna get some beasts on the side where we can't target these, but they're here to try to like help out. Yeah, they don't seem interested in us. A rival predator, okay. High wind. Is this a raid wide? Yeah, okay, so we got a raid wide, and then the boss like starts eating these guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's eating them. Yeah. Okay, and then it gets boosted up. Feeding on the beasts has strengthened the boss's wing beats. Okay, so now it's got wings. So this is going to do a certain set of mechanics. Swarming Locust was the name of that one, and so it's gonna jump all around the stage, and then we're gonna get line AoEs. Okay, see? We got line AoEs. So make sure you go into a safe spot. We got 2 safe spots. This side or that side. Okay, if you get hit with that, 17k-ish, and a vuln stack. Okay, so again, I just find the safe spot, quickly run into it. Alright. Okay, Levensicle, we've got circle AoEs around here. Ideally don't stand in them. Okay, so if you stand in them, you get about 30k damage and a vuln stack. Alright, so try not to stand in it. What happens afterwards is that we've got them doing these cone things. Okay, So this is this going this way, and then not this one going this way, and then this one is going like this and like this. So we've got this small little sliver in the middle that's a safe spot, and we also got this spot that's a safe spot. Looks like there's a safe spot over there. Looks like there's a small safe spot over here in this little corner. But what's gonna happen is eventually we're gonna get other telegraphs of it. So, you know, gotta watch out for that. I'm standing in it just to see how much damage it does. But okay, so here, this was a safe spot down here, but then see it overlapped again. It like had a thing again. And so it's one of those things where you stand in the first safe spot, wait for the first explosion, and then you run to the new safe spot. I'm standing in this one just to see what's going on here. Alright. So you get a decent amount of damage, 27k, and a vuln stack. Well, I actually already had 2 vuln stacks, so it's probably not that much actually. But yeah, after the first explodes, then you're gonna get a new area of a safe spot, and so then you can go into that side. Okay. So if you stand in another one, if you stand in 2 of them, so this one, okay, here I was standing in 1, right? If you can see the difference here, this one is just the dirt. This one has this shade, but then this one is even a little bit darker shade. That means it's overlapping. So there's this, and then there's also this one. Let's do this one like this. So there's overlap. So there's 2 here, and so it seems like I wanted to see what it was like to get hit with 2. Granted, I already had a bunch of vuln stacks. Okay, so you basically get hit twice, and you get extra vuln stacks for it. Just FYI. Everybody here is gonna get these AoEs, these purple ones, for Thunder 3, so you spread those out. Things are getting a little spicy for me, because I got 5 vuln stacks now for science. That's fine. Alright, Sand Wars burst from the ground. Okay. We don't have to attack them, they're trying to like attack the boss, but okay, High Wind is gonna be the raid wide. Okay, the boss starts eating again. Okay, strengthen scything forearms. Dude. Wait. Yeah, was it this? Is this the forearms? Yeah, whoa. Hella scythering it up. Wait, Scyther does have wings too. Oh. Okay, so now, well, this tank buster is a lot wider. Okay, and now it swiped me with this, it's a swiper thing, and here we got a donut AoE. Oh, I also get a wind burn. Okay, a dot, a damage over time. So, but you got a donut here, so you want everybody to run into the donut area. But immediately after that, after this, the boss goes to the side and then does this huge like cleave. And so once the donut goes off, then you want to run over behind the boss. Okay, I stood into it. Let's see. So if you stand in it, you get a decent amount of damage and then also another vuln stack. Okay, some of this is because I already had vuln stacks, right? It's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, wind whistle. The boss just turns a direction and then we get this little like tornado thing. This is interesting. The tornado is gonna move around and it's got this AoE thing. The line AoEs that go out in a circular formation, right? If it was just sitting there like that, then I'd be like, oh yeah, here's my safe spot. But tricky business, the tornado's moving around and therefore the line AoEs are moving around, so you gotta think a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So they made it kind of interesting here. You have to react to it. And then, did you see that? It like whooshed out. So I'm kind of like following it. I'm noticing this little angle. I'm following it. So then, and then it like throws its little things out. While this is happening, the boss targets a random person for the razor line AoE thing, like we saw in the beginning. So you gotta watch out for that. You still have to watch out for this tornado though, as the line AoEs go out. Okay, I think I basically get trapped. You don't want to like run into that. So if you run into it, you take some damage and another vuln stack, okay? Like, and it looks like I got like knocked backwards a bit. Okay, what happened there is I died. A little bit of an anticlimactic death, but look at this. Okay, see? Like it kind of pushed me away while I got my damage. And at this point, oh yeah, see, I just died. I think I got hit with autos. My health was way too low because I have 6 vuln stacks. But yeah, so it can get a little tricky there with this tornado like floating around. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if they would talk to me, but no. Okay, let's skip forward. Just do the fight again. Okay, so there's the line AoE that's targeting somebody. Dodge out of that. We got the tank buster. It's just the regular small one. Okay, the little beast cat things come out. High wind is gonna be the raid wipe. Yeah, I'm fine now for now, thanks. Alright, so the boss, it eats the little ad things. It gets boosted up, it's got the wings, so it's gonna do a swarming locust. It's gonna jump around the stage, and then we're gonna have to dodge out of these AoEs. Okay, and then it's gonna do it again. So it jumps 3 times, it seems like. Okay, so since it jumps 3 times, it's kind of like, okay, so I know the line AoEs is likely not gonna be in this configuration. Okay, so I'm kind of like keeping an eye on it. 3? Okay, so 3 means the line AoE is gonna be coming from here. Like that, right? So you can kind of pre-position for it. One, two, three. Okay, so now it's gonna go like this. So my safe spot's here and like here. Okay, watch out for these little things, don't stand in them. Okay, 2 of them are, oh yeah. You've watched the animation here. So 2 of them are the electric ones, and then 2 are just like air. So the electric ones stay and then like do these cones that go out and stuff. It also looks like there's like this huge line AoE in the middle. So you go to a safe spot and wait there, wait for it to go off, and then go to your other safe spot. Spread out with these AoEs. Okay, the worms are out. This is gonna be the raid wide high wind. The boss is eating the worms, and then it's gonna get boosted little claw hand, scything forearms. Okay, big tank buster thing that's gonna turn into a donut. Everyone into the donut. And then behind the boss's hitbox. Or, well, it's like the halfway point here. So, behind the boss, basically. Alright, now we're gonna get that little tornado thing. Oh yeah, also for this tank buster, remember the tank also gets the wind burn thing, the damage over time. And so if you're running this with people and you got a tank that's struggling a little to dodge things, and they have a bunch of vuln stacks, and then they also get this dot, just be mindful of keeping them healed up and things like that. Okay, there's that tornado thingy again. So I'm just watching. Okay, so I'm looking at this coming towards me, so I'm gonna try to stay within that general area. And it was a little spicy because then I got targeted with this line AoE, but the timing worked out okay. Like as soon as the tornado threw the lines out, I was able to move. Okay, see there, I try to get out of the way. Okay. Spicy corner. I am trying to not get cornered into just a wall, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of just going wherever it wants. So you still have to like watch out for where the safe spots are, but here we have AoE, so we gotta spread out. We're kind of holding, waited for the tornado to go off, and then spread. I think that mechanic specifically, the tornado thing, that just takes time and experience to get used to. Okay, next clear spot. Line AoE, just run out of that. Okay, raid wide. How many times she tries to do the LB? Okay. Okay, wind whistle. The tornado is coming out again. It's over here. Yeah, we did it. Sweet. Yeah, I hope that that was all useful and that you enjoy playing through the expansion. Goodbye.